place our hands onto our belly. Our feet just a bit wider than the hips. We should bend your knees so they soften. Just kind of let your belly hang loose in your hands. Just close your eyes for a moment and breathe into your hands. And release. And do that again, breathing into your hands. And release. And just do that one more time. Just tuning into your breath, and then allow your arms to flop a little bit loose and let your head drop to the one side, roll your head around to the front, into the center, and then dropping over the other way, down and around. And let's do that again. Drop to the side and around. And back the other way. And one more each side. Breathe in. Breathe out. I'd like you to rock your body weight forward to your toes and then rock back to your heels. Just feeling your feet against the ground. And we're going to roll our shoulders as we go onto our tiptoes and press them down. Roll the shoulders, bring them up to your ears and press them down. Breathing in as you lift, breathe out as you rock back. Just do that a couple more times, just letting Rodney in to the room. And then from here, if you can circle your arms, big sweep with your arm. Hi, Rodney. And then reversing. And can you sort of brush your ear now? So you straighten your arm and brush your ear. And then coming one forward and one back. One comes up as the other comes down. And reverse back the other way. Turning the toes out and sinking into a plie. And rising to your tiptoes and sinking into a plie. Tiptoe. As you come down in your plie, tuck your bottom under so your back stays nice and upright. We're going to do that twice more. Final one. And then staying on our tiptoes wide, can we turn, maintaining balance, looking towards the backhand, move to the middle, and then drop back to your heels. Let's try that again on the other side. So testing balance, turn to look behind, and let's try that again. Tippy toes. What can you see behind you on each side? One more each way. So final one. And bringing your feet to hip width. I want you to sweep up, breathing in, exhale, dropping down. So use your breath on this one. Exhaling out your day, inhaling, lifting. And rising onto your tiptoes, and then bending like you're sitting. And we do that twice more. So final one. All right. Alrighty, and then from here, if you can come down onto your back and breathe in and breathe out. Are you looking for online classes that support you with getting more me time? You want to get supple, strong, feel less stressed, get in the driving seat, but actually, perhaps you've noticed that following videos on YouTube isn't actually helping you commit. It's not like the teacher reaches out and says, correct your hips, bring your knee back, move your posture back. And this is the problem. So, of course, you can hit subscribe to get more from the Zigs YouTube channel. But let's face it, we're not going to send our children to a school without a teacher or a tutor. I mean, what's their life going to be like if they're going to learn in that way? So my name's Claire Louise Freeman. I'm the business owner of Zigs Exercise, and I'd like to encourage you to join me and my community online, where we get together via Zoom and we practice Pilates conditioning, yoga stretches, mobility. And the thing is, we get to actually talk through this stuff. We get to do it together. And to me, consistently doing it together is the thing that gives us much, much better results than if we're left flailing around in front of a video trying to do it all by ourselves. So if you'd like more information about joining me and others, please reach out, get in touch. You can work with us morning, evening, from the comfort of your own home. It's great because you get all the kit together at home, and it does help you to practice in between as well. So I'm offering a complimentary kickstart call. We can talk through what's getting in the way, you know, why it's not worked so far. And sometimes the hardest bit is actually just picking up the phone and talking it through. So brave pants on. I work with all sorts of people from various walks of life, different shapes and sizes. And often people who do work with me do it because they say that I do it in a very non-judgmental way. Of course, it's free to talk, so you can click the link in the description box below and we can get to know each other and see if we're a good fit. There's no pressure here. On the call, I'll listen in to, you know, what you need support with, what your personal needs are, and I can answer any of your questions about our online Pilates and yoga, where we do it together in community. Why wait? This stuff doesn't get any easier as we get older. We work with lots of busy parents, grandparents, business owners, NHS professionals, private school teachers, regular school teachers. So if that feels like you and you need that support and accountability on getting it done, that's the thing. If we've got the sessions booked in regularly, that means we're much more likely to show up. And it's that regularity that people are often missing. You know, they take time off during holidays. It's the commitment that gets the motivation. So why wait? Book in, give me a call, and I'll see you on the other side. Let's do a little bit more mobilization for our backs. So if you can, bring one knee to your chest, tap the other down, and tuck with your lower back. And then taking your arms out wide, can you bring your knees across towards one arm? And then squeeze your knees together, and we're going to reach this arm across. So we're reaching now our hands away from our knees. And as you do that, just press your shoulder down into the ground. And then as you open out your arms, squeeze your knees. And bring them over to the other side, keeping them squeezed and pushing both knees down. Reaching the arms away, breathing deeply. So again, deep, full breath. And let's open the arms. Move the knees to the center, and we're going to rock up to a seated position and then roll our bodies back down. So moving into some curls, inhaling on the roll down, exhaling on the lift. You can either stay with this version, or for more advanced, we'll bring the arms over the top of the head. Or if you like, you can add a weight in for more advanced. And we do 2 more. So final one. And then from here, let's roll onto our front and move into some cobras. So hands slightly wider than our chest. Our cobras help to mobilize the back, pushing the ground away, chin up, holding just for a couple of seconds, and then coming back down. Now as you push up, try to push your pubic bone into the floor and squeeze your buttock muscles to give your back support, holding for a few seconds, and then coming back down. Breathing in as you lift, breathing out as you lower. Let's do that again. Inhaling, lifting. Can you point your toes quite firmly? A little lower. Let's give that another go. Pointy toes, squeeze the glutes, and come back down. So again, pointy toes, hold, and lower. I'm going to do that twice more, pushing the ground away, spreading out the fingers. And final one. Alrighty, and then from here, we're going to open our knees, move into a groin stretch. We've got the knees open, the toes towards each other, and we're going to bring our elbows down as we push the bottom backwards, arching the back slightly. Breathing into the belly. Just close your eyes for a moment and you tune into the breath in your belly. And then if we can meet up in our downward dog, so hooking under our toes, mobilizing our calves and our toes by pressing one heel down. 3, 2, 1, and then switching to the other side, pressing down. 3, 2, 1. Let's keep lifting through the tailbone as we do it. Breathe. Let's do it again. One more on each side. Alrighty, and then from here we're going to move to knees on the ground, allowing our chest to lead the way. We work on our upper body strength. So allow your chest to lead the way as you come down and push the ground away. Now you can either keep your knees sort of tucked in so they're under your hip like that. These lines on my trousers are quite useful. Or you can take your knees just a bit further back like that. So it's more of an open angle. Or more advanced. Doing it from the toes. Breathe. So last couple. And then from there, opening the knees, take a sit back, lengthen the arms as we drop into our yoga child pose, palms pressing down, forehead connected to the ground. Pressing down with the palms, spreading the fingers, feeling again for the breath inside the belly. Allow the belly to breathe. Just bring your attention to your belly. And then if we can find our downward dog again, and we can either stick with the basic dog or more advanced option today. We're going to bring our knee to touch our opposite arm. And then extend the leg up. As we hold the pose, pressing the heel down, so the three-legged dog. And then lowering our knees back to the ground. So let's try that again. So switching into downward dog. Either you can stay with the basic version, or we touch the opposite knee to our arm and extend the leg up into our three-legged dog, pressing the heel down on the foot that stays on the floor. Breathe. And then taking a walk with the feet towards the hands. Folding the body in two, just rocking slightly from the toe back to the heel, feeling the stretch there. Alrighty, from here we're going to place one foot in front, extend the other leg behind, and we'll keep our hand on the floor to our opposite foot. You can lengthen up with this arm, pushing the ground away with the bottom hand. Allow your hips to weight down. Breathe. In through your nose and out through the mouth. I'm going to bring our top hand down and we'll take a little look at the world from a different angle. So feet nice and wide, exploring the stretch a little bit, rocking the body weight forwards to the toes and then back into the heels. Forwards to the toes and back to the heels. Breathe. Alrighty, so let's move around to the other side. Your opposite hand to the foot. Try to get your toes and your fingers lined up together. And then lengthen up our top arm, straightening out the back leg, breathing deeply, finding your own version of it if needed. Deep breath, listening to where you're feeling the stretch, tuning into what your body needs. Alrighty, from here, I'm going to bring our feet together and take a sit down. Okay, now for our shoulder bridge today, you can either do it with your feet flat on the floor, park a pillow between your knees, particularly if you want to work your inner thighs and your pelvic floor. I've just been talking men's pelvic floor in the session that I did before that. Ended up looking up prostate issues, and yeah, it's definitely important for guys in that over 50s category to work on it. If we're using our foam roller, then we'll have our feet there, and we're going to squeeze the cushion between the knees. So let's home into the pelvic floor. It should feel a bit like you're holding one in if you're squeezing in the right area. So think of pulling your pelvic floor muscles up and in. I'm going to push up through the hips, hold at the top, and then imprint through the middle back, through the lower back as you come down. So softening, and then squeezing again, pushing up, keeping that squeeze there, and then imprinting through the middle back and into the lower back. You've got a tricky back today and you want to just do a lower version of these, and you can always focus on the pelvic rock exercise at the bottom. And then we release. For those of you who want to do more advanced, we're going to come up, take the arms over the top, and if you're using a foam roll, we just nudge it away slightly and move back in, and then roll bone by bone to come back down. So again, we'll start with the pelvic floor. Good squeeze from behind, arching back. Moving the roller away if you're on the roll, coming back in and back down. Alrighty, let's do that one more time. A good squeeze, extending, moving the legs out and away, and then coming back in. Okay, good job. So from here, we're going to move into some sacroiliac stretches. So our sacroiliac joint sits around our lower back, where our lower back and our buttock meet. So we're going to bring our hand up onto our opposite knee and feel for the floor with the toes. And then apply a bit of pressure with your hand on your knee. I'm going to start with the arm up here by the ear, so that you're touching your ear or thereabouts, and then slowly opening the palm. Can you try to press that back shoulder on the floor as you slowly draw a semicircle with that arm behind you? I want you to use your eyes and look at the hand as it comes down behind, and then look for it as it comes back up the other way. You press your shoulder down and keep pressing your knee down, breathing into it, and bringing the arm up by the ear again. Okay, let's give that a go on the other side. So if you can hug your knee in, give it a cuddle. Might not have had one yet today. Certainly not when I hug my knees yet. So, foot to the floor, pushing the knee down. And again, we'll start with the arm up here. Attach the arm to the ear or thereabouts. And then opening the palm, pressing your shoulder down. Pressing the knee down at the same time. Trailing the arm. And let's go back the other way, looking for the hand with your eye gaze, pressing your shoulders down. Breathe. Alrighty, let's release. And we're going to park our hands just here underneath the back of the leg and rock ourselves up to seated. Okay, let's move to standing. Can you find a stick? We're going to do some hamstring stretches, yoga style, with a stick to help us monitor what's going on in our posture. So if we can park the stick along the back, and we're aiming our feet like this, using the edges of the mat to get them parallel. Now with this hand, if you can just apply a gentle pressure on that mid-thigh. Now this back foot hip can often sort of wander off in that direction. Try to nudge that hip forwards. We're aiming for a sort of flat back position or thereabouts. So keeping the stick as best you can attached to your head, and your tailbone. I'm sort of trying to lift your tailbone a little bit. Notice the difference if you lift your tailbone. Breathe. And then from here, we're going to let go with our head on the stick. And can we bring our nose towards our knee? And then back to our flat back position. And then we're going to move our stick around to our front foot. So we're still in that forward lean position. We're going to walk our hands down the stick and turn the body. We're turning towards that leg. And then walking your hands back up the stick. And we're going to keep the stick on that side, but move the front foot further forward and the back foot into the middle of the mat. So we're now in more of a lunge position. And then we're going to drop our knee down at the back and unhook the toes. Allow your hips to drop forward and down. And then if you can catch hold of your foot, it's quite an intensive stretch. It might be too much to do this version, so you're welcome to keep that back foot down if that feels like enough for you. Heel towards your bottom. If you can catch hold of it. Jean's got the leg warmers out. That needs to go on my Christmas list. Leg warmers, yes. Like a good pair of leg warmers. I always love those ballet over the knee ones. How about you, Rodney? All right, let's give that a go on the other side. So we can turn around over here. So we've got our feet at the edges of the mat. And again, we're going to aim for that flat back position. But often that back heel will wander in. So have a little look at it, because sometimes how it looks and how it feels can be two completely different things I've found in this world. So as we lean into it, feel for the stretch in that front hamstring, so the back of the thigh on that front leg. Breathing deeply. And then we're going to release the head from the stick and bring our nose towards our knee. Breathing deeply. And let's bring our stick to that front leg. We're going to walk our hands down the stick and turn the body towards that leg. You turn your eye gaze up towards the ceiling, bringing your back hip in, your back leg hip, rotating that back leg hip forwards. Breathe. Alrighty, so we're going to keep our stick there, move our back foot into the middle of the mat, allow this back knee to drop. And we'll unhook the toes at the back, drop into it. So again, either staying with this version of it, or if you want to go for next level, can you bring your heel towards your bottom? Deep breath. Okay, so feels like a good old stretch. Let's move to a plank position now. So elbows down, you can rock forwards and back from your knees or move it up a notch to your toes. Now as you keep the rock going forwards and back, what's your shoulder posture doing? Can you press your shoulder blades down, away from your ears? Breathe. Last couple. Final one. And then it's time for a drink. Let's keep ourselves topped up. So grab a drink. You'll need some weights. We're going to do some squat weights next. So try and find some weights that challenge you slightly. So you're working on building up your strength. Decided I'm going to take Team Zigs out ice skating for their Christmas party. Okay, so if we can take our feet just slightly wider than our hips, soften the knees. I'm going to drop down, touch to the floor, and come back up. And we move the weight towards the shoulder. I want you to really sit down into it, keeping your chest open and lifted. Next level, I'm going to move the weights from here out to the side, in and release. Now check in on your lower back, particularly as you add in that reach sideways. That's going to put more pressure there. So if this version feels like enough, then stick with that. And notice, what does your core do? Does it switch off at all as you add that movement outwards? Because again, that will really test your core to stay switched on. So listen to your back as you do it. What feels like the right level for you? Last couple. Oh yeah, breathing useful. Final one. Alrighty, good job. So if we can shake a leg, find a stick, and let's stretch our quads. And we catch hold of a foot. Oh, hello, hopping optional. Heel towards the bottom. Can you push your hip bones forwards? Elongate your lower back against the stick. Once you're steady, can you then bring your knee up? And can you straighten that leg out in front whilst you stay balanced like this? And you close your eyes for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest off. Okay, good job. Let's give that a go. We had a bit of fun with Tribe the other night with that, didn't we? So, knees together, heel towards your bottom. You can squeeze the glutes from behind. Lifted in your chest. And let's try our little balance test. So if you can bend that leg, come forwards, extend it out. Now can you close your eyes? 5, 4, 3. Oh, hello, lost the plot. And rest off. Okay. Can you take your stick now behind and in front to mobilize your shoulders? If this is getting easier, you could try just narrowing your grip slightly. Try and create a big space behind you and touch down low. We're going to take our feet nice and wide, turning our toes out. And we're going to sweep down and round. And then over to the other side. Breathe. And 2 more. Last one. Okay, and then placing the stick behind the back. I'm going to keep the foot over here, turned out, to the side. And then over here, we're going to angle in at 45. And we're going to switch the arm so that this hand comes down the shin. Now, can you keep your head and your tailbone on the stick? I'm going to roll this top shoulder back, turn the head, so we're looking up. Now, if you're a bit more bendy and there's a bit more flex in there, you could feel for the floor with your fingers. Breathe. Alrighty, let's soften the knee. And we're going to give that a go on the other side. So toes turned out, angling in with that back foot, sliding the hand down the shin, rolling our top shoulder back, eye gaze turning up, breathe. And if it feels appropriate for your back, you could try coming down a little bit further, listening to your body. Breathing into your belly. Alrighty, we're going to soften the knee. And if you can find your weights again. Doing our Pilates waitress hands. So holding your weights like plates. And bringing your elbows back. Opening the hands. And extending. Breathe in and center. Let's do that again. Reach. If you like, you can add in tiptoe rise, testing your balance. As you lift the weight, can you press your shoulder blades down your back? You want to add into it, make it more challenge to the balance, building the stamina in the arms, turning, moving to the center, and then switching and doing the same on the other side. Navigating the bowl. Good squeeze between your shoulder blades as you do it. Alrighty, so final one. Alrighty, resting off. We're going to roll our shoulders, holding our weights. And can we do it standing on the one leg? Extending the leg. Bending back in. And coming down. Let's try that on the other side. Extending the leg. Folding back in. And coming down. Okay, drop the weights. Placing our hand just here. And if you can drop your chin towards your armpit. Gentle pull at the back of the head. Breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your mouth. And again, deep breath. Let's release and pop the other hand on the top. Sliding the hand around the back, chin down and breathe. Stretching around our levator scap muscle, which tends to elevate our shoulders, often a point of tension if we've had a bit of a stressy day. Let's bring our hands here around the back of the head now, and just drop your chin down. And again, breathing into your upper back. Holding it there and do one more deep breath. Alrighty, so I think we've got time for one more core exercise, so we can come down onto our back. So we're going to park our knees in the air. And we're going to take our opposite hand to foot down. We're going to do it with straight legs. And we're going to point the toes and then flex them. So point and then flex. And we do 2 more. Final one, and then hands just resting here on top of your knees. And if you can circle like this with your knees together and just close your eyes, massaging your lower back against the ground. Just getting into that feel of massaging your lower back and then reversing. Breathing into the belly. Let's take our right leg over our left, moving to glute stretch now. So if we can pop the hands just at the back of the left leg and ease the leg in, using the elbow to push the right knee out. Pressing the shoulders down. Feeling for the stretch, and then just like you to give that stretch a score, scale of 1 to 10. We nudge it so it's the sort of 7 or 8. Breathe. You either stay with this version of the stretch, or we're going to pull that foot down and interlock the fingers at the front of the shin. Pressing the knee out. Breathe. And then from here, for those of you who want to do more advanced, we're going to bring one hand just here on the top foot and then catch hold of the other foot. We tie ourselves up in a bit of a knot as we bring the feet to the floor now. Push the bottom knee down. And feel for the floor with that bottom leg, and then nudge the top knee away from you. And pushing out. Lift your breastbone slightly, so you're sort of squeezing your shoulder blades, arching your middle and upper back. When you feel how that helps you get that depth of breath down into your belly. Breathing deeply into your belly. Alrighty, let's switch over to the other side. So left over right, hands at the back of the thigh, and we'll use the elbow to push the knee out. Again, I'd like you to score the stretch, scale of 1 to 10. Can we nudge it to a 7 or 8, which is the effort level? Breathe. And can we move that top foot a little further down and interlace fingers? And nudging up a level if you want to, or you can stay with that first version if that feels enough today. And for those of you who want to tie yourself up in a bit of a knot, one hand on that top foot and catching hold of the other foot as we bring our knee to the ground, moving our top knee out and away. So again, we're going to lift the breastbone, squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. And again, close your eyes and feel for the breath in the belly. Inhaling through the nose, filling up the belly with air. Exhaling out. Again, deep breath, filling up with air. And exhaling out. Okay, let's relax off. Can we find a foam roller? You can do this with a weight if you want to. I want you to lay down onto your roll. If you're doing this in your personal program with weights, then use your weights. If it feels too much with weight, then do it without. Again, listening to your body. So we want to nudge the elbows just up above the shoulder line. Take your hands just slightly wider than your elbows. And sort of surrendering. Focusing in on your breath, drawing the chin down, pushing the back of the head downwards. And then releasing the head. And just do that again. So you draw your chin in, push your head down. And release. And again, dropping the chin down and pushing into the back of the head, breathing in. And breathing out. Do that one more time. Chin in, pushing down. And release. Alrighty, we're going to roll ourselves over to one side and hop down onto our back. So grab a jumper, dim the lights, grab a blanket, whatever you like. Make yourself comfy. We're going to park our hands on top of the belly. Breathe into the belly. And I'd like you to take a moment just to thank each little body part. So I'd like you to start from the top of your head, and we're just going to have a little chat with the head, the brain, the skull, the teeth, the tongue, all the little bits that make up our head, the ears, the eyes, the throat. I just want you to take a moment just to be thankful for those functioning parts of the head, all pretty essential to our daily life. And then if you can run your attention down through your neck, your chest, your arms, to your hands and fingers, and again just taking a moment to remind ourselves of the function of these parts of our body that we often take for granted throughout our day. So just taking a moment to say thank you to our heart and our lungs, chest, limbs, fingers, and running our attention down through our spine, all those little vertebrae and spinal cord and internal organs around our liver and bladder and bowel, and those little bits around our hips. Just taking a moment to be thankful for those body parts being there. And running the attention down and our legs into our knees, shins, calves, feet, toes. Reminding ourselves of the role they play and how they keep us independent through our day. Taking a moment to be thankful for those body parts. I want you to let your attention rest on where you feel the most comfort in your body. Where's your happy place in your body? Allow a little happy grin to move across your face. And I want to make it into a bigger grin, cheesy grin. And allow your facial muscles to soften and relax, opening your teeth to your tongue drop down inside of your mouth. And let your attention drift to relax down more deeply. And when you're ready, if you can open your eyes, and if you can roll over to your side. So I hope that's made a difference to our day.